I can live my dreams of eating soap. Wow!
Huh? Kaboom!
Now to our next react. This was recommended to me. This is called Worst Ever. The OUYA failure? The worst game console, apparently? I've never heard of this. As a PC gamer, I'm going to get informed, I suppose. Called like the OUYA? Yeah, like OUYA. Is that how you pronounce it? OUYA? Oh, yeah. The Kool-Aid Man.
2013 was a year of console launches. We welcomed platforms like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and started to let the previous year's Wii U gather a fine layer of dust that would stay there forever.
Oh.
But there was one other console that developed quite a lot of buzz that year. It's around here somewhere. One sec.
I was gonna say, if it generated that much buzz, I feel like I would have heard about it, you know? Oh, not in the junk box.
This little guy promised some pretty great things, but could the ideas behind a console the size of a Rubik's Cube change the landscape of video games?
Bro, that's weird. That was not what I expected to be what it looked like. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that. Certainly not that.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This unassuming brushed metal box might not seem like much, but when mainstream media got word of its potential existence, woo! It was a whirlwind of excitement. This sucker was to be a new kind of gaming console, a wake-up call for video games. And of course, who could possibly forget a destroyer of Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo?
Rip.
Forbes thought this was the harbinger of doom for the big three? Well, it certainly might be a four-letter word for the apocalypse, but not for the companies Forbes had in mind. Let's see where all this began with founder Julie Ehrman in OUYA's 2012 reveal pitch video.
OUYA. OUYA, 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 OUYA.
I love video games, but more and more people are moving away from the television.
False! There were a number of systems still being sold that same year that became some of the best-selling video game consoles of all time.
Dang,
but dude,
yeah.
go on.
There's a lot of focus today on the mobile and
Were they ahead of the curve, maybe? Like, maybe if they released this later, it would have done well? I don't know.
web platform. It's easier to develop games for those platforms than the television.
True, mobile phone gaming was on the rise, and it was easier and cheaper for developers to make and sell games for phones. But what does that have to do with the OUYA?
OUYA is a new game console for the television that's built on Android, open source technology. It's an inexpensive game console for gamers.
Bro, it was on Android? That's crazy. So is it technically like just for mobile devices? Oh, what the?
All the games are free to try. There's a lot of hurdles for developers to get games onto the television. Developing is extremely expensive. I love the television, and I want those games on the television.
Ah, I get it. It's a smartphone in a box that makes it cheaper for game developers to get their games on a
television, 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 television.
While Julie clearly has a mean case of televisitis,
Oh, not the televisitis.
What I'm hearing here doesn't sound half bad. A cheap console loaded with cheaper, smaller games that also have free trials. That could be fun, right? Oh, and unlike smartphones at the time, you could play it all on the
television.
They seem to think the TV is crucial in all this. But
so was it kind of like having a Chromecast almost? Like kind of like, oh, I wanna broadcast the streamer on the TV, so some people get like a Chromecast. So it's kind of like that. But like for mobile games where you could like look at it on a bigger screen almost. Because it's kind of working as like a projector almost, right? Where it's just blowing it up to a bigger size. But the actual software is on the smaller screen still, right? But all it's doing, I think, is just projecting it from the box to there, right? No, it is the console? Oh. Okay. So it's kind of like cloud gaming. I see. Okay, so yeah, it is HDMI. Okay, then I'm wrong. I was wondering if it was kind of like Chromecasting where you're just copying it like from one screen to another, but I guess it's nicer than that. It's just a medium for Android games. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so a little bit different.
Was it the most essential element of a game console? They didn't think so.
The most important part of this to us is the controller.
We really focus a lot on what gamers are looking for. Precise controls, tactility, right sizing.
This is gonna be all kinds of hilarious in a few minutes.
I
But
was gonna see,
before-
let's see what they're playing it on. Let's see the controller. I gotta know what it looks like. When I first saw a Wii controller, I was like, what the f is that? I was so scared of it, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I looked at that, I was like, you want me to use a stick. All right, it's hard. Like, I was what do you call it? I was a PC gamer from the time I was really little, okay? So, like, it was already asking a lot for me to use a controller. So when I saw the Wii U stick, I was like, nah. Y'all have gone too far, okay? This is where creativity ends, okay? The furthest I could go for you is maybe the controller on the PlayStation and maybe the Nintendo DS. But you cannot, like, the Wii is too far. What the f?
we even talk about their controller, and we will, I think we need to hear just what kind of video games their video game console is actually getting.
We'll have all the game genres you love. Shooters, platformers, sports, and RPGs.
Yep, that's all of them.
We'll have games
Oh,
from major game publishers and indies too. We'll have a full store of games, all free to play. Minecraft is going to be on it.
Wow, major publishers on
bro,
top.
did you guys see the did you guys see the frames? Hold on, look.
All free to play. Minecraft is going
Oh, the lag. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, great heavens.
to be on it.
Wow, major publishers on top of the indie community were gonna back this thing, and all these games are gonna have free demos? I mean, no other console did all of this while making the games free to try.
I really wonder, you know, if it was one of those things where it caught on fire ever, you know? Because, like, man, that little tiny cube had to be cooking.
Folks, that's kind of a big deal. But OUYA's initial software showcase didn't exactly have the wow factor of an aspiring new console. I mean, sure, it had Minecraft, but that was already available on PCs and phones, actually, and the Xbox 360.
Yep.
And it also had a free trial, so it doesn't really contribute much. So, is there anything else you can actually do with this thing?
It's open for hackers that want to tweak the box and make it their own. This is a big undertaking. In effect,
Bro, so let me guess. Was this for illegally downloading games? I would guess that's its main purpose.
effectively, we're trying to disrupt an established industry.
Disrupt the establishment.
Bro, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like jailbreaking it. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for.
Hack the hardware. Make it your own.
Bro, they're not gonna know we're gonna have the secret stash of games that we can play at super low FPS that crash like at, you know, only 30% of the time. Yeah, this is for not pro gamers, but pro hackers. Unite, brother.
Man,
Down with the establishment, brother.
I'm doing my part. His name is Oogie, and he kickstarts my heart, man.
Kickstarter is a phenomenal place where early ideas can get supported by those people that are going to want to use it. And this product will not happen without their support. And when we raise this money,
I don't doubt that, to be honest. I don't doubt that.
it means that we have arrived, that there is a need for an open game console, and that there is support from gamers and developers alike.
Let's stop the video there. Yeah, the OUYA was a crowd-funded Kickstarter campaign, and we could poke holes in it all day long, but this video worked. The OUYA was part of a wave of campaigns in 2012 that propelled Kickstarter's popularity immensely. That same year, we saw successful Kickstarters from Double Fine, In Exile, Oculus VR, and Cloud Imperium Games.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all of these were funded through Kickstarter.
Boy, it's great to be living nearly a decade later and have all those things I just mentioned be long since finished and entirely playable.
My name is Chris Roberts, and I would like to build a universe with you.
But as for OUYA, it raised $8.5 million, nearly 9 times their original project goal. Press coverage of this underdog game machine kept the support rolling on in. Yes, cash was piling up. Yes, enthusiasm for the little indie box that could was high. But the console and its pitch had its fair share of skeptics too.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Especially, like, I don't know. I bet you that, like, okay, this might have been affordable, right? it might have been able to download games, but it seems like because it's such small hardware that like it would poorly, like all your games would run like.
Seriously, who could blame them? At $99, the console price point was head-scratchingly low. But
Yeah, I was gonna say like, yeah, you could play this, but like it's gonna lag every 5 seconds and crash all the time, right?
what did that cost get you? Well, one of those
The most important part
controllers and one brand spanking new OUYA console. The system
OUYA!
was loaded with smartphone specs. A far
They should have put googly eyes on that. A lot more would have sold, I'm just saying. Like all the things aside, and like, yeah, you could have like used better tech and yeah, it didn't really like, you know, compete with everything out. But I mean, like if you put googly eyes on that, could you imagine? I'm telling you, stonks would have gone up at least a little bit. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there.
cry from the competition on the market at the time, because let's not forget, it launched the same year as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Oof. Yeah, you probably should have picked like any other time.
OUYA was so cheap that it was closer to the cost of a PlayStation 4 controller than a PlayStation 4 console. That
Yeah,
was
that's
pretty
crazy.
incredible. It really was a budget console for budget gamers and budget-oriented developers. It sounds crazy, but this could actually work out and become a home run. All the OUYA team had to do was line up some great games, ship those consoles, oh, and not mess up their PR.
Nothing went wrong, right?
Does everybody know what the
Surely.
OUYA console is? Can I get a show of hands? Do you know? Okay. Who's a backer? Really? Just these two people here? Three?
They should have said that out loud. Yeah, there's some questions when you're selling something that you just don't ask because there's a chance that they really make you look bad when you. Did he have a job after this? Because this is bad PR.
Almost as many backers as there are letters in the console name.
Oof.
it's not my lunch. I
Oof.
don't know.
Have
I'm
you
sure
guys
the people
seen-
that raised their hands have seen
Huh.
these.
You packed your early prototype console in a child's paper
Yeah, what the? Why is it in a lunch bag, bro?
lunch bag. You don't pack extremely rare and important tech in a freaking paper bag. What
Apparently you do.
if you dropped it? Are you kidding me?
When you ask the question about what makes it challenging, like, there is nothing special about this board. Nothing. Like, nothing.
That's usually not what you say when you try to sell something. Please buy this. Why? Well, as you can see, there's nothing special about it. I say as I pull it out of a lunch bag, a paper bag, and have to tell you that it's actually not my sandwich for lunch.
I think she's saying the quiet part loud and the loud
Oh
part
no!
quiet.
Oh, you did not answer the launch. How many launch titles?
I don't know.
Oh,
What?
How many launch titles?
I don't know.
You
how do you not know? How do you not know? Ah! It's like watching Elf.
Is this person smack talking the console? Or is she trying to advertise it?
She's trying to advertise it, okay? The keyword is trying, not succeeding. Oh, God. It's like watching Elf with, like, secondhand embarrassment. Like, I'm in pain.
don't know.
I don't know.
Look, I'm not the CEO of Nintendo, but even I can tell you what launched with most of their systems. How do you not know what is launching with your totally off-the-shelf, unspecial
Yes.
sandwich sack console?
Our controller has a touch
That's wild, man.
pad. You're not going to find that somewhere else. And the
Well,
reality is,
the new PlayStation 4 controller has a touchpad.
that's
doesn't
true.
It?
They could build it for that.
So
So,
Stop! Why are you doing that? Why did you just mention the competitor? Ah!
you don't think your console's special.
There is nothing special about this board.
You don't know what's launching with it.
I don't know.
You're completely unaware of your competition.
the new PlayStation 4 controller has a touchpad.
That's
doesn't
true.
It?
Oh, and you store your prototype console next to your Dunkaroos. Okay,
Oh!
okay. That didn't go so smoothly. But a few trips
Yeah, being honest to a fault, man.
ups at one live Q&A are by no means the end of the world. The console's still releasing on time after all.
Oh,
Off-the-shelf components.
There is nothing special about this board.
Delayed 3 weeks. Okay,
Oh.
I'll give you another mulligan, OUYA. Delays do happen. Can you at least professionally promote your product at a trade show?
OUYA Park is open every single day of E3 from 9 to 7. We have happy hour from 4 to 7 with free beer and K-Rock DJing live. So come on.
bro.
Beer?
I was gonna say, what about the product? It's all about the beer.
What about the games?
So come on down. And play great games.
Can they
Oh my gosh, she almost forgot. Why did she have that as Oh yeah, by the way, we have a console.
Professionally promote their product,
Oh.
period?
Oh.
Was that an axe?
Why? What? What?
We are really not seeing the most competent build-up to the launch of the OUYA. But on June 25th, 2013, the console finally hit its pushed-back retail launch. Good news. That is, unless you back the freaking Kickstarter. Financial supporters of the original OUYA campaign, you know, the people that brought the console to life with their own hard-earned money, were supposed to be the first to receive the final product. It was guaranteed. Unfortunately, many original backers were left waiting while non-backers could just stroll into a retail shop and snap one up. OUYA's die-hard supporters were now very angry, but the developers were okay, right? Well, over on the development side, the OUYA team announced the Free the Games Fund, their way of giving back to the indie dev community, and possibly securing some tasty OUYA exclusives.
Yeah.
Here's how it works. Basically, a developer entered their game and promised OUYA 6 months exclusivity on their platform, and if they could raise more than $50,000 on Kickstarter, this fund would match that amount in support of up to $250,000.
Oh God. Just looking at this, I already know it's not gonna work. Like, it's going to be a scam or crash and burn. Oh God, whenever another party comes in and wants like a piece of the pie, it always doesn't go well. It always doesn't go well.
The participants that raised the most would even get a prize of an additional $100,000. Great. No, that's good. Shouldn't be hard for humble-sized developers to take on a campaign and drum up 50,000 magical dollars. It's not like OUYA would—
Yeah, they're just like, give us a lot of money and then we'll just throw money at you. But only if you make this like insane threshold of money.
Is pitched as a console tailored for developers with monetary constraints to have a place to release their dream projects that wasn't price gated like OUYA's big boy competitors.
That's what OUYA is going to bring back to gaming. You're not limited by how much money you have in the bank or how many people you work with.
Could this ingenious scheme to get exclusive games possibly go wrong? OUYA. Free the Games Fund entrants Elementary My Dear Homes, The Eye of Draconis, and Gridiron Thunder were accused of having unsavory donation activity. This ranged from suspicious backers to developers freely admitting that they were gaming the system. Gridiron Thunder alone accumulated $171,000 from only 183 backers.
They're whaling. They got whales in the ocean here.
After an empty field,
full belugas.
OUYA blog response and retooling aspects of the Free the Games Fund.
Sometimes you have to put a project out there to get that feedback to know how to make it better.
Many creators—
Bro, they don't want feedback. They want the beluga, the beluga bank account.
were less than impressed with OUYA. The company no longer came off as being truly in support of small creative teams. But surely they were still pro-consumer. That crisp, newly distributed OUYA and its loyal adopters were the company's #1 main focus.
Oh man, if they changed its controller?
Adopters were the company's #1 main focus.
So they're changing both?
You're kidding me.
So they're just changing the entire thing but keeping the same name. It's like the opposite of what Facebook did, where they, kept everything the same but renamed everything. Is this a sequel? I feel like it's not though, right? Because it's like, is it actually going to be a sequel, or are they just remaking the first one entirely?
4 months after the OUYA hit retail, the company publicly announced that they were already planning a revamped controller and second iteration of their console. They actually hope to ship an OUYA 2.0 in 2014. Good news! That didn't happen because they probably didn't have the money to launch another console so quickly.
Yeah, that's fast. Like even like Nintendo and like, other companies that are grubby now and like will release like, what was it? Like the last version of the Switch got like an updated version, right? It's like they'll do that. They'll release like the basic PlayStation now and then like they'll release one that's got like, I don't know, more storage space later, right? But like even they don't release something that quick, I feel like.
Bad news. The company was about to trash a promise they made to their backers that helped them raise all that money in the first place.
It's an inexpensive game console for gamers. All the games are free to try. One of the things that OUYA is doing is bringing the best model of games today to the television. So we believe that every single game you should try before you buy.
When the OUYA Discover storefront first launched,
Oh boy, is this like demos then?
all titles were required to be free to try. That is, they had to have some kind of free demo, which sure
Yep.
does sound nice, right? This seemed like a pro-consumer approach.
Is this what the Xbox Game Pass like decided to do before they, suddenly decided to price hike recently? This whole time Xbox Game Pass, like they looked at this and were like, we could do that, but better. And here I thought they were innovating. They were just taking an idea from now and, being more successful about it before screwing themselves over at a later date.
Bam! In 2014, free
Yeah, they were kind of cooking on the idea itself, right? Like, you could say that, like, they were crash and burning, but they kind of were cooking on this idea.
demos no longer required. In an official blog post, the canceling of free to try was apparently in support of developers. Now, sure, that does sound like a possibility, but I don't think it's true. What I think was actually going on was something that was far more of a serious problem to OUYA. According to
boy.
CEO Julie Ehrman, in OUYA's very first month on the market with the free to try model, 73% of OUYA owners had not purchased a single title on the storefront. 73%.
Oh my
That means
God.
that for roughly every 4 people that purchased an OUYA, only 1 actually bothered to buy a game.
So, yeah, that makes it more suspicious for stuff like you guys are saying, like money laundering then, right? Because they're clearly not using the console.
Yikes.
Yeah,
so why weren't
yikes.
people buying games for this cube? Could it be that 3/4 of OUYA users were satiated with game demos alone?
No.
OUYA, what happened? Your hardware was delivered. You nailed your price point.
Oh, they could be. It could be that they're all just playing lots of the demos. Could be.
Your PR was a nightmare. But
I mean, wait, they didn't have a subscription basis, right? If it was a subscription, the OUYA could have been a success, unironically. I don't think so, because, again, right, the other problem they had is that there probably wasn't a lot of games that could launch on it.
Man, the tens of fans of this console were quite something.
The tens of fans. Yeah, it's not, no. OUYA couldn't have been a success, unironically, if they had a subscription because their console was ass. But, like, we didn't have, nearly as many games like we do now where, like, indie games are made all the time, right? And so there's smaller games that require, less space to play. Like, that's why this Steam Deck and, like, handheld consoles work so well. Same with, like, mobile games are higher than, back then, was because there just is a lot of games. And it's easier to make games, right?
hey, selling games? That was supposed to be the easy part. There's gotta be more to this. And I guess there's only one way to get the whole picture. It's time that we went hands-on with the OUYA.
OUYA.
Before we poke this tiny console to life, let's just take a look at this bad boy.
There is nothing special about this board. Nothing.
Julie, I'd go one step further.
Julie,
and say
why?
There is nothing special about this box at all. Honestly, it didn't even make a great
OUYA!
doorstop.
Oh no! Oh no!
Compared to its contemporaries, it's much smaller because it really is just tiny cell phone parts in an itty-bitty case. You're
Yeah.
gonna set this thing up and likely rarely touch it again. But the controller it comes with? Oh boy, I've got concerns.
Oh
The most
no!
important part of this to us is the controller.
See, you say that, but no,
no,
you
oh, no.
clearly didn't care. This is one of the worst official bundled console controllers I've ever used. Brand new, straight out of the box, the right shoulder button was broken. It
Oh,
doesn't click
no.
in the way the left shoulder button does. The home button is in the lower center of the controller's face where you can accidentally
Oh, yeah, you're
hit
gonna
it
accidentally
when you
push
use
it.
your right
You're gonna
thumbstick.
accidentally push
The
it.
D-pad, mushy. The face buttons, stiff. And worst of
Oh,
all, if you
oh, they're
press
gonna get
too
stuck.
hard, it
Ah!
can get jammed beneath the controller's faceplate. Oh, and the faceplates?
pain.
They're attached with a handful of magnets. Removing and replacing them not only feels cumbersome, but it makes the build feel cheap. Instead of putting a
Yep.
single battery compartment on the back, like an Xbox One or 360 controller, they are in two compartments underneath the faceplates that makes the controller feel far less structurally sound.
Oh,
leading to
yeah,
a very
plus-
loose feeling build overall. Which
Bro, that also means if you drop it, it has a chance that like all the batteries fall out.
That's probably why they skipped out on putting rumble in the controller, because if they did,
Oh, yeah.
it would probably shake itself apart.
Yep.
The most frustratingly confusing design choice, though, not including a start or select button.
Oh my
This
God.
should have been standard, folks, and it's a
Bro.
huge misstep. If developers wanted to port their games over from another platform that did have start or select, or if gamers wanted to emulate...
For $99, what do you expect? You still expect something that works. Like, here's the problem, right? If you're going to promise something, you could say that, okay, like, for example, you could say, like, oh, I expect some lag in the games I play, right? But, like, you were the one who made the price point. So, like, if you're gonna make something that literally somebody can't use, right, without, like, breaking it, I feel like, you know, there's cheaply made and then there's made, like, not to last even a few times. Like, there's a certain point where it's like, okay. You know, like me, I would be like, this is way too good to be true. Smells cheap, smells like a disaster, but, you know. And that's probably why there was only a handful of real people who even invested, right? Because they could smell the disaster from a mile away. Especially with their PR. She pulled it out of a sandwich bag, guys. It wasn't looking good.
older games, they'd likely need to do some serious button reconfiguration. Moving on, let's go ahead and start the device. The menu layout is pretty simple and functional. Not surprising, as at its core, it really is just an Android device. In fact, there are tons of options and visuals here that look just like what you would get in a basic Android phone. Instead of making a new, finely tailored OS from the ground up like what Sony or Nintendo would have done, OUYA saved big bucks by sticking with thinly altered smartphone software. Typically, this would be a bad move, but in this case, it's the only thing they didn't f up.
Oh.
OUYA team made some specialized options, like the Make section for people to create games. But the majority of consumers out there wanted to play games, not make them. So let's see what this little box of dreams can actually do. That brings us to Discover, the OUYA storefront. You've got your new games and your best rated, of which several seem to be emulators for other systems.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
that's
one
what
of
I was actually going to ask that earlier, but I thought maybe it was a stretch. Apparently not. Apparently not. I was going to ask if this was going to be used as an emulator, because, like, okay, have you guys seen, like, BlueStacks? It's not an emulator, but it's, like, a way to play mobile games on a PC. Bro, that is so poorly optimized. It is still butts to run, but because there isn't really another competitor that does it better, it still is, like, the go-to. It still is the go-to to this day, because there just isn't something better. So I kind of wondered, like in best case scenario, this could have like filled a niche, for example, that like there just wasn't another way to do it. It could have been like BlueStacks.
Reasons why 3/4 of OUYA customers weren't buying games. They were emulating them. But don't get us wrong, OUYA did have lots of real standalone titles on its storefront, ones you could buy. So let's crack the old knuckles and warm up our official OUYA controller and dive in.
Also, how are they going to sell this to hackers? Like, did they say they wanted to sell this to hackers? Now they want to sell it to like people who want to create games? Isn't that kind of like directly in opposition to like their branding? Like, yeah, we're gonna do this, like, screw the establishment, right? And then like they're like, hello establishment, we'd like to appeal to you. Like within the same breath. Like, how is that gonna work?
Fun.
Whoopsie.
You probably think we'd start
Oops.
immediately listing off a bunch of terrible games.
Whoopsie.
Well, no, we're not gonna do that. There are some legitimately fantastic games either officially ported to or exclusively released to the console. Games like Final Fantasy III, The Bard's Tale, and Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Some titles are ported over well enough, but others are Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. This game runs worse than its original Xbox release.
Woo! We had to crank down performance settings considerably to get a double-digit frame rate. Woo-wee! The slideshow gameplay goes so hard.
Shocking!
Oh, dear
Seeing
God.
how the Xbox version came out the better part of a decade before the OUYA
baby.
version. There are plenty of games with varying degrees of quality. Some ports are by teams obviously not focused on properly supporting this platform. Many games are just Android versions that feel like they hastily shoved in support for the OUYA controller, which again, wasn't so hot. But did
Yeah.
that mean that OUYA was devoid of decent original games? No, not at all. In fact, this is, in my opinion, the crown jewel of the system, Towerfall. This game perfectly encapsulated what creative titles on the OUYA could be. A simple, non-taxing concept expertly achieved. A well-controlling platformer deathmatch game that could bring together friends for hours on end. It utilized solid combat mechanics with a smart use of physics and has gone on to inspire games with similar designs to this day.
Yeah, so this would have been great. The only problem would be that the controller's so poorly made that if you play, like, for a few hours, you'd already break it, right? The hardware would break on you because this is well made and the console itself isn't, right? Like, then the only problem you would have is you would need to have, like, 3 backup controllers because you'd get, like, you'd drop one of them and the batteries would fall out. And then, like, the other ones, you would get, like, the keys stuck.
No surprise that Towerfall is OUYA's absolute bestseller. It is.
Oh gosh, what is it? Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire would have been a really good game for this, right? Like games like that would have all fit too. Any of like the RNG like card games would have done well on this too.
OUYA's killer app. So, how did it perform commercially? 7,000 copies. Towerfall's first huge year in the OUYA's ecosystem, and it sold 7,000 copies.
That's really
That's
good.
the console's best-selling game, people.
Yeah.
But surely it's not the platform's fault.
Yeah, like, is that good or bad? Like, I feel like that's good, right?
Towerfall obviously didn't perform
Very bad? Wait, why is it bad? I'm legit confused. It's subpar? I don't know, like, I guess it's because I look on Steam and, like, there's plenty that have had, like, I don't know, 5K downloads. How long was it out by when they did this, though? Is it like I don't know how many of the consoles they sold. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking in, like, current day logic, which is why this doesn't work. Because, like, for an indie game, right, this would have been great. But that didn't really exist back then, right? So they are eating it, because this is not a, low price endeavor. Never mind.
better outside of the OUYA space, right?
Yeah, 2013, this is not good.
It did. When freed from niche
Oh my
micro-console
God.
exclusivity, iterations and ports of Towerfall eclipsed its sales with OUYA immensely. OUYA's most successful, replayable, and critically acclaimed game was a disaster. Those quick port-pushing companies we mentioned earlier? Yeah, they likely didn't make a nickel, but those quick ports, they weren't even the worst experiences released on the system. Oh, that's
boy.
right. You don't even know what we're about to get into, folks.
Oh, no,
I think it's about
it gets
time we explore some of the most questionable and bizarre content
Oh, God.
we've ever shown
What are
on this
those?
channel.
Nightmare Fuel commence.
But is a game where a
You
cloud
are.
throws
I thought he was joking. The booty gameplay?
objects at your butt. What
Oh
kinds of
my-
objects? Well, regular things like teddies, nut, God's dish, and sword. If you drop these things, you lose respect. And we all know how every butt wants mad respect.
What
You
the
must get the items in the bin on the right or in the jug thing on the left. How does butt accomplish this? Butt
What
has
the
no
hell?
hands.
It's like an MS Paint game. Like even as far as like trash meme games go, like this doesn't even.
Butt has no legs. Butt has only butt. Fart,
Yep.
butt. Fart. Now, before you think this game
Yeah,
gets too
this game is ass, literally.
juvenile, know that when you fart enough Dash or Roger Nimrockets into those
What
side
the-
bins, you will unlock a single scene infographic. These showcase prominent historical figures.
Why?
Founding Father Benjamin Franklin.
Whoa, who's gonna read all that? Now it's educational? What?
German philosopher Immanuel Kant. Feels
What?
like they're trying to stuff some educational content where the sun don't shine. But this ain't the only.
Why is it randomly like? Why is it an MS Paint game where you're a butt and then randomly educational figures and textual Batman? Like what in the?
only edutainment title on the console, Esperanto Animals. Ever want to point at an animal and scream its name in the world's most widely spoken international auxiliary language?
What?
Aglo.
Ogle?
How about an egg?
Oval.
Oval?
Oval.
Oval?
Well, have we got the game for you?
Gato.
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 Oh, gato?
Gato.
Is it gato?
Gato.
Gato?
Gato.
Gato?
Gato.
Gato?
Gato.
Gato? Meow. Gato.
Congratulations! You can now say cat
Gato.
in a language that 0.001% of the population of Earth understands. Next game.
What?
Playing Banana Tree. This is a game about planting banana trees on a desert island. You can choose to either eat your yum bananas or stab them right into the flesh of the earth. Hey,
What?
look! More banana trees and more bananas.
Ew, the sound.
This is the entire game.
Somebody really just was schlicking it and they just used that as a sound.
Do you know how to say banana in Esperanto? Repeat after me. Banano.
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 Good job. We
Banana.
officially wasted less of your time than Blaine Banana Tree wasted of ours.
Coconut Hut. It's you
Coconut Hut.
in the ultimate blood sport. Coconut Collection.
Bro, our heads are as big as the coconuts on the ground.
Collect those nutters as fast as you can. Where
Ba
you
ba ba bam.
Coconut Hut. Your
Coconut
character has
Hut.
a big gnarly head and constantly looks like he should be losing his balance and toppling over like the top-heavy flipper-footed creature he is.
What the
Hut.
f?
An invisible
Coconut
wall of water
Hut.
keeps you from swimming away and drowning yourself to escape this punishment. Coconut Hut. 3 meters of
Oh
rain
my god.
At Telrix. For anyone worried that OUYA doesn't have everyone's favorite gold trinket collecting spinny hedgehog, we say this. OUYA has Sonic CD. But if you didn't get that, worry not, sharp rodent aficionados. A Telrix is here. It's all the fun and flair of a broken Atari Jaguar tech demo from 1993. You play as a
Whoa.
Telrix, a sea urchin-shaped hedgehog with the tip of a penis for a nose.
Oh,
You've gotta
no!
race against the clock to collect all the hidden golden gems and thwart the wicked robo-badgers. There's gravity-defying jumps,
Do
strawberries,
not the wicked robo-badgers with the peanut.
a song that plays, and textured cubes. What more could you need? What's that? A game that controls well, and some kind of explanation as to how the stupid gravity system works? And better level designs? Look. It can't give you any of that. But at least it's better than Sonic Forces.
Oh,
Sonic fans, I await your comments down below.
oh god.
Just rain.
What did they say? What did they say? There's no rebuttal. I mean,
OUYA
It is
a
just
new game
rain.
console for the television. It's an inexpensive game console for gamers. We'll have all the game genres you love.
it's my favorite game. I can tell I'm winning.
Just rain. Don't eat soap. Soap is bad
It
for
says
you
it's
to
an
eat.
educational game. Do not try this at home.
It is good for washing your hands, but very bad for you to put in your mouth. Good advice! This may seem like
Wow.
a game in which you press a button to keep soap from entering Bob the hamster's mouth. This
Hold
may
on, I
sting
got
your
you guys, I got
hands.
you.
Eat.
Soap is bad for you to eat. It is good for washing your hands, but very bad for you to put in your mouth. If soap ever accidentally gets in your mouth, spit it out. This game is an educational simulation using the latest in 8-bit gaming technology so that you can experience mouth-related soap accidents. I beg your pardon. From the safety of your living room without risk of actual hospitalization. Yay!
Remember, this is only a game. Do not try this at home.
Yippee! Now I can live my dreams of eating soap. Wow!
It is good for washing your hands, but very bad for you to put in your mouth. Good advice! This may seem like a game in which you press a button to keep soap from entering Bob the hamster's mouth, but no, it's
Oh my god, why are we POV a hamster? We do not look like we are enjoying eating the soap. We do not look like we're having a good time.
Secretly more. When Bob ingests the pesky bar, the game evolves into a...
Bro, it even says oh no's.
Secretly more. When Bob ingests the pesky bar...
Lol. LOL XD ooh ooh. Oh noes. I ate this soap. Wow. I'm gonna go poop myself.
The game evolves...
I'm gonna go to the hospital.
into a Bubble Bobble clone, complete
What?
with popping trapped enemies and picking up fallen foodstuffs.
What happened?
Hey, it's Lost Head from the Goonies. Sometimes
Oh
Bob
my-
can stand on thin air.
Wop,
The
wop.
game can barely keep up if you spam your bubble shot. It's like it's breaking. I want this game
You've unlocked Pika.
scrubbed from my memory. Game Catcher, a game about collecting games in a video game store.
Oh my, what?
This is a very accurate depiction
Oh
of the
my
sights
god.
and smells.
I thought shitification was a new phenomenon, chat. This was happening all the way in the early 2000s. What is this? This has been happening for over like 10 years ago.
At your local GameStop. There's also an 80s mode. The gameplay is tweaked
What?
slightly to embody an 80s arcade shooter.
Oh my god.
Poorly. Speaking of the 80s strike back. Now this is a basic Defender clone, but with minor imagery from the 80s. We pilot an A-Wing from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. Get it? Strikes Back? Star Wars?
Uh-huh.
It's a reference.
Uh-huh.
Another visitor from the 80s is the sprite from the Atari 2600 version of E.T. It screams pizza while shooting small eggs and pizza out of its face.
What is happening?
Sometimes it's best not to ask what kind of narcotic was inhaled when a game like this was envisioned. But with the
Yeah.
80s theming, I think we can all make a solid guess. The unbeatable egg. Take
What?
an egg.
Oval.
Take an
Oval.
Oval.
Make it real big, make it invincible, now roll it through a city causing untold mayhem and havoc. I wish
What?
I could say something nice about this game. Perhaps its real-time destruction and deformation physics are
What's sad is there are actual mobile games that exist that do stuff like this, like to this day.
a really cool feature, but besides that, you seriously are not doing much. It's pretty boring. Roll an
Oval.
beat the whole game in under 3 minutes. Far from excellent.
Oval.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
But go.
What in the My brother in Christ.
Okay,
Is this hypnosis? Like, what am I supposed to do?
hold on. Did they
It might be
expect
propaganda.
people to want to buy a game with an undulating chicken? This is a rhythm
Take a propaganda at that chicken, bro. It's sus. He's got corn.
game that in no way incorporates rhythm. It's bottom of the barrel, like all the other games we just saw. How do you
Why is corn falling?
sell any of those to gamers who want stuff like, I don't know, Call of Duty?
$60? This game sucks. They screwed me. It's exactly the same game.
Oh my god. What the? This is an OUYA ad that the company attempted to pull from YouTube, saying that it wasn't an official ad despite it being released on an official OUYA YouTube account. Holy crap.
$60?
You know what's kind of chat? Like, when was this released? A while ago, right? Like, this ad had to have been like over 10 years old, right? Doesn't this look like the NFT apes? Doesn't it look like the NFT like ape art style? It looks so much like it to me. It's kind of similar. Anyway,
They did it to me again. I could have bought food. OUYA.
So I can either bludgeon myself
yeah, I'm glad you guys agree with me. I can't unsee it. I really can't unsee it now. Oh,
with my spine in a pool of my own vomit, or play in OUYA? I'll take the
Oh.
spine. Unfortunately, I'm contractually obligated to play through more of this mess, so let's keep going.
I'm telling you, that art style's apparently a red flag, I guess.
Sudden
Consistently.
Death Soccer. Everybody else
It looks
gets
like Gorilla song art. Don't you guys do gorillas like that? Their artwork doesn't look like it's poorly put together.
FIFA, OUYA
Nah.
gets this. No options, no flair, just pirates versus humans that have 3 holes punched out of their heads.
What
Are
the
they
hell?
supposed to be aliens? The arena
Yeah, what am
has
I
been
looking at?
completely vacated, except for the lunatics on the field. The physics are poor at best, and
What
the
the
controls
hell?
leave a lot to be desired.
Why
As
is
tradition
one of the teams like bright green? They blend in with the grass.
dictates, if a goal is
Also,
scored
what kind of running is that, bro? Do you see that running animation? What the?
in a match of sudden death pirate alien soccer, the ball explodes,
Oh,
hurling everyone's droopy corpse well into
honestly, I like that part. If it was in a good game, I'd support it.
the stratosphere.
I'm
It
biased
also
for
happens
explosions,
if
okay?
The time runs out. Best game so
I like that too.
far. Those darn
That's the best part about it, actually, is the explosions
nipples.
and the ragdolling.
Someone screams the
I
title of
beg your pardon. Wait, what? I'm sorry, what?
Those darn nipples. Someone screams the title of the game at you while peeking their microphone.
Those darn nipples!
Awesome start. The way this game works is you place nipples
Why
on
are they
breasts
purple?
based off a hint given to you before the current
Why are they rainbow? Why you got like your, oh my God. You left your lights on, lady. God damn.
breasts are on the screen. This is a functional
She's
game.
got her
which is
blinkers
more than I
on,
can
man,
say for
chill.
Santa's World War. This game is titled Santa's War on Terror, but the thumbnail says differently. Regardless, both titles are missing the apostrophe at the end of Santa's between the A and the S. That's attention to detail that just begs the player to dive in, isn't it?
What the
You
heck?
control Santa, Santas. He throws snowballs at soldiers carrying firearms. Santa's literally brought snowballs to a gunfight. You
What?
might not think
What?
this looks great. You're correct. But I
Oh
actually
my
have the
God.
game zoomed in. Here's how it really looks. Pull her out! Look at that headroom. There's enough real
Jesus.
estate to be playing a better game up there. These characters are
Cut.
so far away, I can't even tell what emotions they're supposed to be portraying. Are they angry at Santas? Does Santas enjoy offing people with snowballs? No one knows. If you lose, it jumps to a screen that says, submit. That actually sounds far scarier than it has any right to be.
It's like these games are someone's first attempt to create a game. Oh, hell no. Someone's first attempt to create a game would at least have more soul in it than these.
Zepto Racer. No track boundaries, terrible steering, and acceleration that goes from 0 to 10,000 in a second flat. I'd call this the most unfinished racing game I've ever played, but then I tried Zepto Racer 3D.
What in the, who made the art for that? Like, what the? Oh. That engine sound.
It's the same game, but it's in 3D now. I think you
It reminds me of that like old rug that people would have on like the old racing like rug mat that people would have all the time. But making a crappy game out of it.
best describe the draw distance here with a confused shrug. I couldn't even begin
I
to
stand
try
by
and
my
beat this,
earlier
and I
comment
don't
where
really
most
think
of these games had to be money laundering schemes.
Could be, I don't know.
anyone else could either.
Zeus versus zombies. You play as the almighty Zeus, king of the Greek gods. Fling lightning from thine mighty hand noodles.
Oof.
Heathens, thus thou think thy can bestify? I blew
Well,
up.
Alien Zombie Soul Hunter. Let's read the instructions. You are a green alien who has come to Earth to rescue the souls of the humans that were lost when the zombies took over.
I blew up.
Okay, well, even without instructions, I would have guessed
what the? Is that the character you are? What the?
that our character here is an alien because he looks
What in
spaced
the-
the hell out.
God
you
damn.
go around shooting zombies and collecting purple cubes.
Kill.
The purple cubes are the human souls you're meant to collect. The
What?
zombies run at you and have undefined attack ranges, so they
What?
seem to magically hurt you at random distances. The best part is, your goal is to save those purple soul boxes, right?
Oh my-
But some of them are just floating in the air.
What
you
the
don't
hell?
have a jump button. So long, souls, up there, you're gonna stay. As you blast away the undead, you find rocket ship parts which you assemble to launch those amazing cubic human souls away for reprocessing. But the rocket ship doesn't even have a flame propelling it. That's
Oh.
some quality work right there.
Yeah, that was a toilet paper roll made by the gods to ascend after you've completed your quest, that's for sure.
Don't look now, folks, but it's the same developers as the last game. The graphics and controls are near identical. The only
Bro,
difference
I like the huge label above their head. Like, this is what a criminal is, by the way.
in gameplay is
He
that
needs a
now
bumper
you're hunting
sticker to
down bad
identify
guys
him.
instead of fantasy floating purple cubes. Can
What
you
the-
imagine picking up the OUYA for the first time, booting it up, and excitedly downloading either of these FPS games because you happen to be a fan of first-person shooters?
Oh boy.
Well, I can. Because I did. Oh yeah, this sure beats the hell out of Call of Duty.
Bank robber.
Shady's Poopong. Someone took the time to
Ew,
make power-ups,
bro,
original
come
art
on.
assets, record a variety of sound effects, and make
This
a
is a cry for
functioning
help.
Pong
They're like,
clone.
please notice that this game is please be aware.
What they didn't do was properly scrub their toilet. They
Bro,
put
does
more
this guy
effort
need help?
into
Does
coloring
this guy
the
need
turd
assistance? I feel like this is a
paddles.
cry
Now,
for
that
help.
game might seem real crappy, but this here may be the crappiest of them all. Massive cleavage versus zombies.
Well.
It's a pun, and also, it's not. The story's pretty intricate, so please bear with us. You play as a blonde woman called Blondie. It's not explicitly said, but
Wow.
it's implied that this character
Yeah.
suffers from some type of
That facial structure, Jesus Christ.
buttoning up phobia, as her blouse lies permanently drawn to the sides through the entire experience. Blondie starts the game searching for a special type of barbecue sauce.
What
From
the-
there, she meets a charming carjacker with a unique face.
Oh my god, why is everything in this game so terrifying?
Blondie goes on a whirlwind zombie chopping spree before beginning a relationship that may fan the flames of romance. Ooh la la. This
Ew,
game
goddamn,
taught me something
goddamn.
special with its use of the OUYA controller. Quick time events that last a fraction of a second, which require the player to press face button symbols they aren't completely familiar with, is a nightmare.
Oh my god.
Contrastingly, the base gameplay is
This
as
is
simple
wild.
as move near enemy and either attack low or high with your cleaver. Take on zombie dogs, zombie bankers, zombie muscle dudes, and housewives that show
Bro, you're just murdering the actual. They haven't been out of the womb that long. Chill.
absolutely no signs of any physical ailment. Cool. Do it all again and again and again and again and again.
Bro,
My
she
two
spawned
favorite parts
camping.
of this game were 1, when the game crashed and locked up the first time I attempted to play it, and 2, when the game told me that the OUYA controller could suffer input lag and that I should use a PlayStation 3 controller instead.
Wow, oh my god.
You know what? I think we can stop right here, folks. A game developer who made a game for this console is telling us not to use the controller bundled with the console.
The most important part of this to us is the controller.
We really focus a lot on what gamers
Oh.
are looking for.
Wow. Saying that our time with OUYA has been a wild trip would be the understatement of the century. And OUYA, as a company, went on its own wild ride over its few years of service post-launch, from getting millions in investments to put its software and set-top boxes around the world to having its entire team and content library acquired by Razer in 2015.
What? Why did they want it? I'm just surprised they wanted to go, you know, I guess one man's trash is Razor's treasure.
Even with its hardware
What the-
discontinued in the acquisition, its software lived on well into 2019 before Razer finally pulled the plug on the storefront for good. And that about wraps up the compelling OUYA saga. This magical silver box was supposed to kickstart an indie games revolution. And well, they didn't. Half smartphone,
They bought it to
half
bury it,
home
maybe.
console, all poor execution. Turns out gamers had plenty of better options when it came to gaming on their whatchamacallit.
For television? Television.
Oh god, oh god!
Right.
Oh.
He's confused.
Yeah. Woo-wee. Not the coconut! Oh man, that was so good. Woo! Yeah. Maybe it was a money laundering brick the whole time. I wouldn't be surprised, but that is wild.